Hello, gentle viewers. This is Indian, welcoming you back to Out of the Park Baseball 22 with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Last season ended in heartbreak once again as we lost in the playoffs, but I feel pretty good about this team. Not perfect, but pretty good. I think we have a real shot at continuing to build on our success we've already had. I don't think you're interesting at all, game. We have managed to make some real upgrades to the roster, but there's also going to be a big challenge to get back where we were. Let's begin with a quick review of what went well, shall we? There we go. I was checking to make sure I was actually recording because I wasn't sure. Garrett Gunnell was every bit as good as he's ever been. He just wasn't quite as healthy as he normally is. Gracia, Moore, Brown. We got a lot of quality performance from a lot of quality players. Emilio Sandoval was a bit disappointing. We gave him a full-time job in the majors. He did okay, but there has to be more. There has to be more if we're going to keep him around. But I think he's at least earned a chance to at least start the year in left field. Especially since I don't have a lot in terms of high-level outfield high-level outfield candidates. That's what I was looking for. Ricky Peral is getting there. And I'm probably eventually going to move him to the... I'm eventually going to move Mr. Peral to a corner, I think. I could play him in center. It would be interesting because he's got great range and a great arm. He just makes a lot of silly mistakes. That's not terrible. Why are you grumpy? You're grumpy because you're not in the majors yet. Patience, my dude. Patience. What I'm really looking to see from him is whether he can really unlock that extra level of power that we know he has. He is on a very short path to the majors. If he plays well in Double-A, he'll probably go into Triple-A after only a month or two. Where's Avila? Is he hurt? Oh, I just can't see. Avila is... I think he's still a ways from the majors. And not just because he's not a very good catcher. But if I'm going to let him play in the majors, despite not being a brilliant catcher, he's going to have to be the toppest of top tier catchers, hitters rather, and he's not there yet. He's only really had. It looks like he has to repeat level to really unlock his offensive potential. We're going to see how he does this year. This is a big year for him. If he can't fix his issues at the plate, I'm probably going to trade him. I'm going to ask for a fair bit in return, but I'm probably not going to keep him. And then we have Chris Mcneal, who I just drafted. Oh, no, that's not the guy I was thinking of. I don't love his control, but whatever. Where's the guy that I just drafted last year? Yeah. I'm going to give him a shot in spring training to win a rotation spot. He's probably the most well-rounded starter I have, other than... Yeah, I just think he'd be really solid. I think he'd be a really huge improvement to our success as a team. So yeah, he's definitely got a chance at making the opening day roster. Let's talk about what we want to accomplish in this off season. I'd like to acquire I wouldn't mind getting another catcher in the system. And I don't mean Avila. I mean a catcher who is somewhat good offensively and defensively. Avenger here is fine. I could definitely see him becoming a backup catcher at some point. But I see a possible opportunity here. What if we traded Jennings and Roussel to try to acquire a couple other players? I like Roussel, but you've seen all the problems we have with Tian, right? It's going to be magnified 1,000-fold by Roussel, who doesn't have... Roussel is very raw still, and that's troubling for a 24-year-old. For whatever reason, he just hasn't advanced very quickly up through the minors, and I think it's going to hurt him. So I'm thinking if we trade both of these players together, I can maybe get a decent catcher. A good catching prospect. I've also got to decide what to do with Josh Cage. It is awfully hard to see a bat that's this potent rotting away in the minors. But Salix Brown is something that we've badly needed for a while, which is a dependable leadoff guy. It's a good problem to have, right? It's a very good problem to have. But it's a problem that's going to have to eventually be resolved. I could move Cage to third, maybe. He's got the arm for it. It's an interesting thought. I probably won't do that right now. But it is something that I could consider once we've solved some of our other issues. Okie dokie. Elephant in the room is Gracia. Because Gracia quite correctly would like to get paid. I don't begrudge him that. Gracia has done everything we've ever asked him to do, and he's done it fairly well. He wasn't a great first baseman, but he wasn't so bad that I don't feel comfortable bringing him back. But $10 million is an awfully big ask. It's an awfully big ask. And I look at a player like a Pete Richards or a Jerry Jennings, and I ask myself, why not give them a try? Or even both of them, because let's be honest, Jennings will clean up against lefties, and Richards can handle the righties quite well. It is 2 roster spots instead of 1, but it's $10 million fewer dollars. I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can bring Gracia back. Although I should be telling him gracias. I don't know why I missed that joke earlier, but someone commented about it, and now I feel silly for missing it. I don't think it's something I can afford. So I think Gracia has to be traded if I can get somebody to accept him. Like, you've got to imagine an American League team will be champing at the bit for him. This is the problem, his greed. And all he wants is a 1-year deal. I can't afford to bring him back. If I bring him back, I can't add anything else to this team. So I'm going to try to trade him. And if I can't get anything good for him, I will just non-tender him. I will take the chance that nobody else wants to sign him again. And if they don't, great, I'll bring him back. But I can't afford $10 million for one player who isn't basically perfect. And I know it's incredibly unfair of me to ask from our team, but it's what we have to have. If I'm going to be spending basically 10% of my payroll on one player, it's got to be a superstar. Or somebody at a position that I can't easily get a replacement at. So let's talk the easy stuff first while I'm thinking about this. Steve Critch, I have no complaints about you whatsoever. You want a modest raise, I'm happy to accommodate it. I can't give you any more than exactly what you asked for, but that's fine. Ben Ballou did not have a great season. He didn't. And he was put in an awfully tough role, and he just didn't do well this season. Everything went in the wrong direction. Strikeouts down, home runs up, walks a tiny bit down, but I don't think we can bring him back. I have too many young relievers in the minors. There's too many relievers in the majors who could use a shot. I can always acquire more players if I need to. I got a guy like J.R. Myers here who could definitely handle it. All this tells me I don't really need to keep Ballou. So I think Ballou's going to get traded. Now, there's another answer to this question. And maybe I'm being too hard on him after only one season, but there's a couple things that really give me pause. Let me show you the biggest one. Right here. This is below his career average, and yet he still got lit up. If I look at his FIP, he was honestly worse. Everything about him tells me he's trending in the wrong direction. He made it harder for us to win every time he came into the game. That's what the minus to win probability added is. I don't think I can have him. And it's not because I can't afford him, it's because I don't think he's worth it. Chad Moore, I brought you on to play really good center field and hit the ball really well, and you did both things. You want a decent-sized raise. I don't think I have any problem offering you that raise, though. You actually want a longer-term deal. You're 29. What if we did it for 4 years? And this is the contract I gave you. You would take that, and honestly, so would I. So would I. Done. That's exactly the kind of deal I like. It buys out his arbitration years. And I'm probably going to save money doing that. And then we can see how he's doing at the end of his contract. But I think he's worthwhile. And I'm looking forward to him playing every day for us. He is fragile. That's true. But I don't think this is unreasonable. I don't think it's unreasonable at all to be giving him that kind of money. Because he's not like a megastar, but he's definitely an all-star. Who's a great center fielder with a noodle arm, but who cares? And he's very good at getting on base, very good gap power. He hit 40 doubles last year. 42 to be precise. I think he's worth it. And so we're going to keep Chad Moore. Hopefully he takes that. Jimmy Raymond, even at $6.5 million, I don't think I can bring you back. I think you're too limited. At some point, when a pitcher tells you who he is, you have to listen to him. And I don't think Jimmy Raymond is a good enough starter to count on. Like, 22 starts and not even breaking 100 innings is not good. It's not even close to good. So I don't think I can bring him back. If I don't put Jerry Jennings on the 40-man, I'm going to lose him when free agents declare. I think I'm going to keep him. I am going to keep him. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and throw him on the 40-man so I don't have to worry about losing him. Who else is a minor league free agent? We're going to lose Edgar Guzman. That's fine. We're going to lose Greg Middleton. Again, that's fine. I will offer Dave Hoy a minor league contract if he'll take it. Joe Ferry is not worth it. Rodrigo Diaz is worth it. I would like to keep him around if he'll take a minor league deal. And the rest of y'all can do whatever. I don't really care. I wouldn't mind keeping Greg Middleton, but I'm not going to pay a major league premium for him. He doesn't deserve it. And yeah, he's got that gold glove, but that's all he's ever going to have, really. I don't think he's going to get back to a major league team and play for very long. Okay. So, Blue, I'm going to offer you up by yourself and see what I can get in terms of prospects. Can I get anybody that is in the 50s? We have John Castro, who... nope. Eric Phillips, nope. There's a couple options there. Jordan Williams, nope. Jared Gross, maybe. He's a high minors catcher with a pretty decent offensive track record. I don't hate taking Gross. He is not gross, as it turns out. I'm going to quickly check, see if there's anybody even better, but I suspect there isn't. Plus, I'm thinking I'll get some decent offers when I trade Gracia, so we're going to see what that turns out to be. Yeah, I think I'm just going to take Gross. I think he's exactly what we're looking for. A relatively advanced catcher that could... Ooh, I didn't see Alfredo Moreno. Yes, I did. He's just not a very good catcher. Yeah, Jared Gross. Welcome aboard. Can I get another prospect? Probably not. But it never hurts to ask. I'm looking for people right now that have the hashtag, the pound sign, which indicates that they're not going to be kept. Unless they're added to the 40-man. A bat like Kaylich here is kind of intriguing. Like, I don't think he'd have an amazing major league career, but he's got a good enough complex bat that I'd like to see him in our system. I'd obviously go nuts for Mike Vogel, but I'm not going to get him. I'm also not sure that I want him. He's a little too marginal. That changeup just doesn't look good enough. Jared Newland is whatever. I wonder if I could get Willie Alvedano here. Probably not, but let's try. No, I'm giving you a top prospect if I'm getting Alvedano. Or Avendano, and I'm just not sure that I want to do that. A guy like Hector Sierra actually seems really attractive to me. He's an unusual reliever because he has so many different pitches, most of which range from good to great. Yeah, let's see if they'll throw in Mr. Sierra here. That's fine. That was a pretty easy choice for me. Lastly, Gracia, the elephant in the room. Let's start by offering him up in trade. I'm not getting amazing prospects, but that doesn't mean I won't take any of them. I do like Danny Lesbron, actually. Good all-around offensive skill set. Not an amazing offensive performer, but certainly not. I also like Mike Williams. Although I'm concerned his arm's not good enough for third base. I don't know where Lesbron fits on this team. His salary fits brilliantly. And he's a good bat even right now, even if I don't put him in the majors. He's a captain. If I can get another solid prospect, I will definitely make this trade, I think. Nate Hurt is an interesting center field type. He's pretty far from the majors, but he's certainly not bad. George Bedford is awful. I wouldn't take him if you gave him to me for free. Slomkowski is interesting. He's got a lot more bat than your average catching prospect. And although he's not brilliant, he's also not terrible. I don't need yet another side-arming starter who can't. This is the kind of deal I think I want for Gracia. I have to throw something else in. Burp. I don't want to give up any of those players, though, is the thing. There's not really a player there that I can look dead in the eye and say, I don't want that player. Eric Martin, maybe. And there's cutting bid on Andy Marks, who will never be a good catcher. But he's also so green that there's always a chance he could come back to it. I think trading Marks makes sense, though. I think it does make sense. And I would like to see if I can't come away with one more player. Do you have a major league reliever who could be a good addition to the team? I'd love Chris Landon. I don't think I can get him, though. Nate Cates, I bet you want a whole shit ton of money, and yeah, I'm not going to do that. I want a cheap reliever. Kevin Cranston would be a brilliant choice. I just don't think there's a snowball's chance in hell that you'd ever give him up. Same thing with Justin Brown, right? You're never going to give up a catcher like that. That's fine. A guy like Chris Landon would be a pretty nice addition to the team. He's a lefty. He doesn't have a great slider, but maybe with my team he'll develop it. No. Yeah, I don't see a downside behind taking this trade right now. Like, yeah, I could ask for like a Josh Peterson. I don't think he's that great though, but I could do it. They're not going to give me their elite players, which is understandable, really. So I'm just going to go ahead and take this deal. I'm sorry that the fans are sad I gave him up, but I had to. I still don't have a ton of money to spend, but we'll deal with that a bit later on. I am putting him on the 40-man roster. Don't be weird. And then now you start the season in AAA. Although you might be banging on the door in left field awfully quickly. Okay. So early first base gig is going to be Jennings and Richards. Josh Cage. Is he good enough defensively? Like, Brown is definitely better. There's no disputing that. Brown is the better defensive catcher, and it's not particularly close. I'm not saying Brown is perfect. It's actually closer than I thought. Man, I don't know. I do not know, my dudes, what to do with our current situation. Do I give Bradshaw a chance here in spring training this year to earn the job? I mean, if I do that, I'm losing one of my only power threats. And Bradshaw certainly isn't a power threat. We're adding Richards and Jennings as co-first baseman. Les Braun wouldn't be a bad bat to add and get a bit more pop in the lineup. Is Sandoval gonna get buried again? No, he's not. I'm gonna let Sandoval try to earn the job, and then we can always figure out what to do with Les Braun later on. My biggest concern is that we're running out of 40-man spots, so I think the first thing I want to do is look and see if there's anybody here I don't intend on keeping. Like, there's such a terrible player that you could never convince me to keep them as a player. I keep forgetting about Paredes, too. He's also awfully raw, but he's not far from being a good option at catcher. Slomkowski should probably be in Double-A. Yeah, I'm not seeing obvious candidates to take off the roster. Let's add the people we know we don't want to lose. I don't want Roussel. I'm going to trade him for a better prospect. I could just corner the market on bad fielding outfielders. It's a new market inefficiency, sorry. Chris Porter is a borderline starter, but I don't think he'd be very good as a starter. He is left-handed, though. Chris Dawson could be a really talented reliever. He's just very meh right now. But he could be good. Giuliano Volpe, the Wolf. He's not bad. He is not bad at all. Also not good, but not bad. But you gotta respect the name, right? Meh. The thing is, if I don't put him on the 40-man, I'm going to lose him. That is an important consideration that I must take under advisement. I could also look for regulars or veterans. Look, I'll tell you, if I could get Sanchez and Porter, I would take that deal. I don't know if Houston will give me both, but it's worth trying. Oh, I'm not looking at prospects. I'm looking at their Major League roster. Could I get Mike Coate? No, not unless I'm giving away something pretty insane. Okay, that's fine then. I know you won't even give me Suarez. I'll try. You're going to tell me no, but I'll try. Yeah. I'm going to make this deal. It makes sense. We're getting a couple of useful prospects, and they both have a much better chance of being on the next the next Pittsburgh Pirates team. Okay. So 5 more 40-man spots need to be occupied. Mr. Vitae, I don't really feel that you're going to be a successful starting pitcher. But I don't feel that you will be awful either. So I think I'm going to put you on the 40-man because there's enough there that I'd like to see how you work out. I don't like being forced up against a wall here, but Josh Cage is a little bit too good to let go for nothing, and I don't want to trade him. So I'm going to go ahead and put Cage on there too. There's a bunch of players here who frankly aren't very impressive. Adam Shepard's a really good defender, isn't he? Yeah. Jose Marin is really interesting, but I don't think he's going to get a lot of people looking for him. I'm going to take the risk of leaving these spots on the 40-man open and seeing what comes of it. John Correa still can't play shortstop. I just got Jamie Sanchez. I don't want to lose him immediately. So I'll put him there. I'd like to get 1 to 2 relievers that are above average, but we can figure that out a little bit later on in the offseason. Money. We don't have hardly any money. But that's fine. That is fine. We'll see what happens once Chad Moore signs. I think we're probably going to slip a little bit this season. Just because losing Gracia, and because there's not really any obvious candidates for players to start playing a lot better. But I don't think we're going to slip that much either. A full season of Sandoval is going to be helpful. I honestly don't think we'll lose much in the first base game with having Jennings and Richards. We've always got Dalen Newstrom, who can pick up some slack off the bench. We now have Lesbrin, who is a pretty potent bat we could use as well. Sobolewski is almost certainly going to at least get a shot in the majors this season. I could even turn him into one hell of a mega reliever if I wanted to. The point is that with Tim, I've got options, and we're going to see what he can manage with this team this year. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Let us go ahead and advance some time. Well, do you have any coaches I need to hire? I don't think so. I have a couple pending offers, so that's fine. Thought to Spain. I am going to tag Gracia just because I'm curious to see if even Philly will give him his contract amount, or if they're going to non-tender him. Scott, I'll increase your salary a bit. Why not? You know what, buddy? Let's start a charity. We got more back. We got people to sign some minor league deals. Greg Jacobs wants a bit more money. That's fine. I do recognize there is some risk with Mora's contract. I genuinely recognize that. But even if he doesn't play every game, he's going to earn his money. I don't have any doubt about that whatsoever. He's going to earn his paycheck. And we got Maine. Jacobs, I'll offer you 80 grand. How do you like them apples? I hope you like them a lot and sign the contract. Oh my god, really? 90. You're not that great a coach. Any good players get posted? No. That's a shame. I will give you an extension. Silver Slug Award winners. Let's get at it. Joe Field. That is a damn fine hitting pitcher, my dudes. And Garrett Gunnells. And that's it. Really? AJ Gracia does... Vince Rahi did hit almost 400. I guess that's fair. Salix Brown won Rookie of the Year. No, I definitely can't get rid of him yet. Important fact, the Nippon Ham Fighters do not, in fact, fight Japanese ham. Maybe they should, but they don't, to the best of my knowledge. Cy Young Award for Joe Field. That's not a surprise. Time to get some Hall of Famers voted in. Let's do the first timers first. Matt Chapman, my dude. You're a 231 batting average. I don't think that's good enough. I don't think I can vote you in. Andres Jimenez, nope. Jonathan Hernandez, no. Ryan Jeffers, absolutely not. DJ LeMahieu, maybe. That's a pretty reasonable career. Yadi Molina, yes. Buster Posey got in, right? He just retired, and I originally didn't think Buster Posey deserved to be in the Hall of Fame, but after reading some arguments about it, I became very convinced that actually he does deserve it. I'm pretty sure he made it. I'll filter inductees. I would like to look at catchers. And primary team would be the Giants. Really? Oh, there you go. Oh, was that the issue? Was I just not scrolled up enough? Nope. Bench Barra. I don't see Posey on here. Oh, you know what? Is Posey not eligible yet? He might not be eligible yet in this game because he may have actually had a longer career. No, he fell off the ballot. Damn. I guess I kind of get it, but it is a little disappointing because I do think that Buster Posey deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. And I think he will be. I think he won't be a first ballot Hall of Famer in real life, but I do think he'll get close to it. Christian Yelich, I don't object to. Luke Voigt, whatever. I'll vote for Stanton. I don't think Corey Seager's done enough. Real Muto has. I'm going to vote for him. Jose Ramirez, I hate to be a homer like this, but I'm going to vote for him. Just because third basemen so often get the shaft. Is there anybody else interesting here that I should definitely consider voting for? Like, I can chuck a vote to King Felix, but I don't think it's going to matter. I don't think he's going to get it. I think it's going to be a really hard time for any starter to make it in because OOTP hasn't adjusted its starter ideas yet. I do think Adam Wainwright is a Hall of Famer. I just don't think that's going to happen there. And I'm going to vote for Chris Sale, too. No, Anthony Rendon over Chris Sale. Don't worry, Chris. You still got a few more years, even if I don't vote for you. Arbitration hearings. I shouldn't have any. Trade proposal. That is a bad player, so no. Okay. Would it bring you... Francisco Lindor would be a kick in the teeth, but there's just no way I can afford him. Even if I wanted to afford him. So right now, I have $5 million for free agents. And that's fine. That is absolutely fine. I'm going to trade Okugawa because he's just not worth $10 million. He just isn't. Can I trade him for an equally bad contract? You know what? I don't care if Tim Tebow just instantly gets cut. Bobby Weinman's actually not terrible. I'll take him. That's about cutting payroll. I'm not taking a $10 million pitcher who's not very good. That's just not how I roll. And Bobby Weinman isn't the worst player in history. He's also not the best, but he's definitely not the worst. I think he is more than capable of giving us some decent options here. But this is really what I wanted. I wanted money for free agents so we can start thinking about additions we could make. What do we need? What do we need? Well, wellity. Well, I can worry about you later. What do we want to add to this team? We could do better at shortstop, maybe. I don't know how you didn't win a Gold Glove, Theo Gillen, and I'm wondering if somebody paid a lot of money. I guess like a top flight first baseman might be worth spending on, but I still think our money is best spent on maybe a starter, maybe a reliever, something. But because I have this much money, I'm very inclined to just grab someone who's just going to be around for 1 year. That can maybe give us that extra oomph. Yeah, Kemp Alderman, the catcher who can't catch. I'm still not taking you. I mean, Mason Wynn is a better hitting shortstop than the guy I got now. Did I see Juan Soto's name? I think I did. I can't afford him, though, is the thing. I could bring Jimmy Raymond back for $7 million. He's not worth it. Chris Wog. No. $3 million for a pretty damn good reliever is a pretty good risk. It's actually a really good risk. I don't object to that at all. Let's bring him aboard. Like, if he gets hurt, oh well, it's only money. But if he doesn't get hurt, well then. It's our old pal Alex Aguilar. How have things been going, friend? Not great. But he still wants $12 million. Bruh. Miss me with that shit. I'm not going to pay you $12 million. I could bring Romo back, but again, I don't see the point. I want someone who makes a team better, not someone who makes a team about the same. You're an interesting pitcher, but I don't think I can grab you. I don't think you'd be good enough. Alas. Alack. I do like the idea of grabbing Dane Vasquez. I think he's got a really interesting pitching skill set. But I don't really feel like I'm pressured to grab him. And I think that's really the big issue. Is every player who wants a lot of money isn't very good. And the ones who don't want a lot of money aren't good enough to make it, really. Not for $12 million. I'm not bringing you back, my dude. Irving Medina for $1.5 million. That's a pretty great skill set. There's something pretty okay about that. But a lot of you are just dime a dozen relievers that aren't difficult to find. I'm not finding what I do want, which is either an elite level reliever who doesn't want a huge amount of money, or a starting pitcher that I can just take a flyer on. I mean, oh boy, I could bring back Devin Palau, but I don't think I will. Even at $1.5 million, I think he's overpaid. Andy Eldridge. Durable, ground baller, a pretty good mix of pitches. He went to the Boys Republic. I could see grabbing him. I will. Welcome to the Pittsburgh Pirates. I'm not promising you the starting rotation. I'll put you where I feel like putting you. Don't push your luck, my dude. I think that's fine for right now. I don't really feel obligated to start chasing down anyone else. So let's go ahead and advance time a bit. There's always a chance I could get a decent pitcher in the Rule 5. Chris Jayeb. You're a really talented reliever. But I don't really want to give up Chris Mcneal, who could easily be a talented reliever in his own right. Just a backup catcher for Jayeb, on the other hand, is something I can definitely get behind. Let's see if that deal makes you happy. You can come back to me, my dude, and we can discuss it later on, but I'm not going to bother with it right now. One thing I need to get a little bit better about is trading prospects for stars. That is currently a weakness of my team. No, I don't want you. And that's probably going to be the way I'm going to get certain players, but we'll see what happens here. You're not asking me for very much, but Rodriguez also isn't very good. So that is kind of a waste of my time. All right, we brought in Kaylich. I think he's going to be a really, really good addition to our bullpen. A nice veteran arm that we can trust. I like that quite a lot. And I got Andy Eldridge, too. So I'm going to go ahead and chuck him on the roster. Like, unlike Paez or Whitney or Albring, Eldridge actually has upside. So I'm willing to give him his $1.4 million to see what he can handle. I don't want J.J. Goss back, but thank you for the offer. Let's see who's available in the Rule 5. And there's always a waiver wire, too. So I've got ways to get talented players, even if I don't get them. Juan Soto went to Atlanta. You've been a good dude. I don't like that you're in my same league, but whatever. Players who I might lose. Viktor Rivera. You're a good enough player that I don't want to lose you and get nothing in return. Actually, you could be a very good third baseman. So I will happily put Rivera on my 40-man. And then that's it. I can't put anyone else on there, but I do want to keep Kaylich. Manny Rosales, you are waived, my chum. I'd rather have Kaylich, who has a lot of power and a bit of future to him, than your silly ass. Zach Whitney. I'm I'm just going to cut Dave Allbring loose. Like, it would take a bloody miracle for him to make the opening day roster. Oh, and I do want to send Whitney to the minors so that I have the option to take someone on the 40, on the, here, actually, I'm going to put you on the 40-man. And then I need to find a player I can easily remove from the 40-man. It's honestly probably going to be somebody like Fabiano here, who's just not a very good pitcher, and it doesn't look like he ever will be. So I'm going to waive you. And now I've got the spot to take someone on the 40-man, if I so choose. From the Rule 5. So what do we got here? All players. I could go ahead and claim Roussel. I could bring him right back. Nate Mitchell, meh. John Castro, meh. Chris Dawson, meh. No. Oh, there's also way more players. Hello, Ramon Ramirez. Why are you on the 40? Why are you on the Rule 5 draft? You're a great defender. You've got scads of power, and you're pretty good at taking walks. Why on earth would anybody not want you? Yeah, done. Oh, you know, I didn't check to see this. Yeah, you're more of a platoon guy, but holy shit, man. How do you take a player with that much offensive talent and decide to just leave him off your roster? I don't get it, my dude. Bill Diaz can't play the second base, so that's fine. Well, Sandoval, we have a problem, my friend. And that problem's name is Ramon Ramirez. Who's as good as you defensively, better than you offensively, and 5 years younger. Like, I have, hang on, Sandoval, you're a righty. So I'm probably going to platoon you. I'm probably going to platoon the two of you. And I'm also going to be platooning at first base as well. So I'm going to have to make some hard choices in other parts of the roster. But we'll see what happens with that. Look, I know he doesn't hit well for contact. I get that. But everything else about him just screams star. I'm not going to question it. I'm gonna take the win. And I'm going to go ahead and advance up to the Hall of Fame voting results. I gotta say, guys, I don't think we're ever going to get the Hall of Famer, maybe. Actually, we better chance the Hall of Famer than winning the World Series, given my luck lately. I wonder if anybody got voted in. Why do you keep paying players this much money who don't deserve it? I mean, that's better for me, I guess, but... See, I don't think Yadier Molina doesn't make the Hall of Fame. But it's not so egregious as, say, Ichiro that I feel obliged to vote him in manually. But I really don't think Yadier Molina doesn't make the Hall of Fame. I really don't. I think he's seen to be one of the greatest defensive catchers of all time. He's not an awful hitter. And I think that's going to get him into the Hall of Fame. I truly believe that. Chris Sale's getting close, thankfully. So there's some justice in the world. But anyway, let us proceed to the beginning of spring training. You all cleared waivers, which I'm a little surprised it happened, but I'm not unhappy that it happened. I really don't want JJ Goss, dude. I know you can look at my roster and think they don't have a first baseman, but I do have a first baseman. I have two of them. I'm a little concerned about platooning too much, but I don't think there's an obvious workaround for that. I genuinely don't. I've got $11 million left. I just don't think there's anybody that's worth signing for that much money. I like Anthony Kay a lot, but I wouldn't even get to use him until like halfway through the beginning of the season. Are you still wanting $7 million? Man, I don't know. What if I offered you $5 million? No. Yeah, I'm not going to give you $7 million. If someone else wants to sign you, great, but I don't think they're going to want to. I appreciate you trying to bet on yourself. I just think it's a bad bet. Because if nobody signs him, he's going to come back to me, and then we can talk about give it to him. How amazing do your outfielders have to be to see a guy like Ramirez and decide he's not worth a 40-man roster spot? Alec Boehm isn't good enough. My dudes, I'm happy with who I'm going to be running at first base. Okay, some people got promoted. Spring training has begun. Number 1, Sobolewski. Paredes, you can have a shot. I don't mind giving you a chance. And J.R. Myers, Chris Mcneal, Sallow, Chris Ramberg, Jared Gross. Alright, bench coach, give it to me. Give me all the things. I don't mind this setup, and I do think Sandoval probably needs reps more than Ramirez does. Pitching staff, give me a 6-man rotation, and let's frickin' go. This all seems great. Who was my closer at the end of last season? Was it Cedeno? No, it wasn't Cedeno. It wasn't Baloo. It wasn't Kevin Sturm. It was Carl Brown. Yeah, Carl Brown is my closer. He's my buddy. You can be another setup guy. We'll figure that out. Not that it matters when it's spring training, but we'll figure it out. Okie dokie. Let us advance to the next month. Let's advance to the next month. Da da da. Da ba da ba. You can buy my single here. Ooh, Roman Alvarado. Good work, my son. Putting a bit of heat on your fastball. That's always good news. I'm just going to love when my owner is like, why did you not increase stolen bases? And I'm like, because it sucks. That's unfortunate. I didn't really want to lose him. I didn't want him to be the closer, but I didn't want him to get hurt either. JJ Matos. One of these seasons, you're going to be a hard decision. You're going to be a really hard decision in this offseason. I'm not looking forward to making that decision about whether to keep him or not. Because when he's healthy, he's one of the best in the bigs. The problem is that he's not healthy very often. You cannot have my catcher. Especially not for Mike Leedy. No, thank you. Sandoval? That's pretty terrible timing, my dude. You might have just gotten pipped. Because all Ramirez has to do is get off to even a medium spot, and it's going to be hard for me to take him out. No. Hey, the Rangers got Zion Rose. How much are you earning these days? $7.4 million. Yeah, you're not Hall of Fame worthy. Not even a little bit. What did I tell you, friends? I said I could lowball him. And he'd probably come back to me. $5.5 million. Nope. Done. Damn, Chrissy's dead. Damn, Andy Eldridge. Okay. The Eldridge Horror. Uh-oh. Ollie Sanchez is losing his ability to catch. Pete Richards got a tiny bit better. Jennings got better. Cage is a little better. Brown is better. Okay. So, let us start setting the roster. Pitchers. I have how many pitchers to open the season? I have 19. So, I gotta send 6 home. Vitae, right to the minors with you. Salo to the minors. Mcneal to the minors. Bring me Mcneal. Myers, you can stay, I think. I think you're good enough to stay in the majors, unless I need to find someone else to send down. Marin, you've never even pitched at AAA yet, so I'm going to send you to the minors. That brings me to 14. I got to get rid of two more pitchers. I want Myers on the Major League roster this season. But one more season in AAA wouldn't be the end of the world if you can turn it into something really good. Ricky Balderas, I don't see the point of you. You have been designated for assignment. Brings me to 12 pitchers. I probably don't want 12. Or do I? Do I want to roll with a 5-man rotation and 7 relievers? Or is that not enough? That is a really interesting question. Because I'm going to need extra position players this season. I'm going to need more because I'm platooning at 2 different positions. Although not to start the season. So I think I will carry an extra reliever. I just said Bob Feller for a minute there. But no, I said Bob Fuller. We'll give Kevin Sturm. He can be our 13th pitcher. And let's go ahead and set the staff up. 5-man rotation. And pitching ratings. Tian is definitely the ace. Field can be the ace. He can feel better about himself. Eldridge, I think, has earned the 3rd rotation spot. Who else has the stamina and the ability to go ahead and start for us? Because I do need a 5th starter. I think it has to be Zach Whitney, which is kind of gross, but I don't see another good option. Or Paez. But I like Whitney a little bit better. Because this will get better once Matos comes back. Maybe I should give that guy his $6 million. But the thing is, you're not going to be even ready for another month. So that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Okay, so we got our starting rotation. Now I need to go ahead and set up our relievers. Carl Brown, I believe in performance, and your performance last season is a big reason why we made the playoffs. So Carl Brown, you're going to be my closer again. Until you prove you can't handle it, you're my closer. Critch, I need you to be that anti-lefty specialist, but I'm also happy to make you a middle reliever. Then I got a whole bunch of pitchers. Martin and Kaylich are both going to be middle relievers of some kind. Emergency starter has to be probably Vasquez. Oh God, Vasquez was terrible last season. I gotta hope he does better. Everyone else is going to be a middle guy except for Paez and Vasquez. You're going to be emergency long, and you're going to be long emergency. Setup wise, who had a good season for us last year? Eric Martin took a while to get better, but he did come through sort of. I kind of think Kaylich is going to be an important part of our bullpen, but I think for now I'm just not going to let anyone be a setup guy and just see how things progress and then make decisions from there. There's an awful lot of underwhelming pitchers here, but it is what it is. I need to be grabbing some more top quality relievers, but that's fine. I now have to get rid of 12 position players. So we're going to look at catchers. I think Shepard and Sanchez is still going to be my starting catching core this season anyway. Gross and Paredes both go to AAA. Jennings, Newstrom, and Richards. I'm going to keep you all for now, but we're going to decide what to do with you then. Josh Cage, I think you have to go to AAA. I don't think I can let the reigning defending... No, wait, wrong thing. I don't think I can let the reigning Rookie of the Year get left out of the opening day roster. I can keep Weinman or Bradshaw, but not both. I probably would rather keep Bradshaw. So I'm going to try to trade Weinman for a prospect. Any old prospect will do. Mike Williams. Bob Wood. Bob freaking Wood. Damn, son. Bob Wood is a really damn good hitter. You can go start the year in AAA. I don't mind. So Bradshaw's going to make the roster as our backup third baseman. I have way too damn many shortstops, so Rivera's going to the minors. I'm going to get Burden through waivers. I'm going to try anyway. Danny Bell to the minors. Kaylich to the minors. Ramberg to the minors. Got to get rid of 3 more players. Sanchez to the minors for now. And I think Lesbron to the minors too. No, I'm going to keep Lesbron. Because I might platoon you with Ramirez. Because Ramirez really does struggle a bit against lefties. Newstrom is too much like Richards, except I really want Richards. So I'm going to go ahead and demote Newstrom. Sheehan can play center, so I don't think we keep Orban. I think Orban goes to the minors to start the season. Nope, Pete Richards is an awful first baseman, but he's still better than Gracia was. So yeah, Jennings is going to be our first baseman against left-handed pitching. And then Richards is going to be the first baseman against right-handed pitching. We've got a pretty fair bit of thump now, both in the lineup and on the bench, which we didn't have before, and that's going to be pretty nice, I think. I am not far from letting Sanchez get called up, though. I just need to see him hit for more contact. Alright, let's get this sorted. Nuke 'em all for nuke 'em all. Batting ratings. Ho-hum, Garrett Gunnell's bats third. Just no hesitation there. Cleanup. Against right-handed pitching, I think it's going to be Pete Richards and not Ramirez. Just because Ramirez's contact is so low. I think he can handle it. But I'm not going to put as much pressure on him. So Ramirez is going to bat fifth. Richards is going to bat cleanup. Oh no, Walker is going to bat fifth. Ramirez will bat sixth. That works. Batting leadoff will be Salix Brown. And then Chad Moore as our number 2 hitter. 7th and 8th place hitters. Ollie Sanchez can catch. And Theo Gillen can play shortstop. Setting up the backups. Jerry Jennings is going to be the utility guy. Adam Shepard is going to back up a catcher. I want Jennings to also be the backup first baseman defensively, and I also want him to get a start every week just to make sure that he gets lots of reps, because I'm not tied to either one of them yet, and I want to see what they can both accomplish given a decent amount of at-bats. Backing up at second and center field and shortstop is going to be Mike Sheehan, with Jamie Bradshaw backing up at third. No, not shortstop, at third, thank you. There you go. And I do want Bradshaw to start once a week as well. Let him get some reps in the majors, because I really don't think there's a lot left for him to learn in the minors. I think he just needs game time, gameplay, in order to really get better. Les Braun's going to play both corners. In terms of pinch hitters, I think it's going to be Les Braun first, then Jennings, then Bradshaw. Pinch runners, Jennings and Les Braun, I think. And then I'm going to go and just copy and paste this. But we're definitely going to be juggling the lineup a bit. So first of all, Richards, I don't trust you to face left-handed pitching yet, so I'm going to let Jennings start. And Richards, you're going to be the absolute last of my pinch hitting options here. In left field, Les Braun's going to get the start over Ramirez. And then Ramirez is going to be here. And then I'm going to swap Lespron and Ramirez because Lespron's got a bit more pop. So that's what we're looking at. If we have a DH, I'm going to let my bench coach set that up, and I agree with this. And if we're facing a lefty... no, Lespron over Ramirez. I'm not letting Ramirez face a lefty until he's proven to me that he can handle it. Wait a minute. Sorry, you can do that again. I'm sorry. I didn't realize you had made Lespron your DH. And that looks good. Does it make sense to start Sanchez anymore? I think it does. I think he's a little bit too valuable. I am going to do this, though. I'm going to have Shepard start once a week. Just to give the 38-year-old, the 39-year-old, a couple days off of catching. I'd also like it known that Sanchez has actually been one of our better catchers, which is kind of depressing, but also awesome in a couple of ways. I really feel bad for Sanchez. He just never got a shot. And he also lost 3 years, it looks like, to something. Probably just go back to the minors. Do I need to throw anyone on the roster? I do need to get Sobolewski on there. Yeah. I'm really concerned about our starting pitching. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm really concerned about it. Part of me wants to just say to hell with it and give Vitae the spot and let Whitney ride the pine. But I do think there's a bit... He's also a lefty. No, I want to see him work on his control, but I think he's next man up, is Vitae. Mcneal, I'm not giving up on you as a starter. Just work on throwing strikes, and it'll be a good time for you. I don't know what to think about this season. I have a lot of high hopes, and I definitely don't think we're a bad team. But we're asking an awful lot of 4 unproven players to basically get the opportunity to prove that they can play in the big leagues. I'm also really nervous about the pitching. Oh, no, I did actually end up calling a 13th guy. Sweet. Yeah, I am nervous about the starting pitching, though. I am definitely that. We're relying an awful lot on 2 pitchers with very uneven track records in the Eltrator and Sobolewski, so I'm going to rename you. The Eldridge Horror. Excellent. Now that I've given him a good nickname, I'm expecting big things out of you, my dude. I am actually going to check out the waiver wire because I really would feel better if we had one more starter. And I might be able to sneak one off the waivers. I'm going to try it anyway. And we're going to see if there is a quality starter available. Anthony K went to Boston. And how much did he get? He got his $6 million. That's fine. I think he would have been a good asset, but I wasn't willing to pay him too much money. Number 3 prospect. I just locked up more for a few seasons. Maybe this is the season I shift Parole over to, let's say, left. Yeah, set position to left field. I will say this. If Parole develops the way I think that he might, I think it's going to be almost impossible for us to keep any other outfielders. Even Ramon Ramirez, as much as I love him and as glad I was to get him in the Rule 5, the moment Parole's game starts to come together, it's going to be his team. Along with Gunnell's. But Parole is going to be the young super player that takes us to the next level, I think. And he was just a scouting discovery. So really investing in international scouting is definitely paid off there. So was Avila, if I'm not mistaken. No, I did actually sign him. And then we got Rosario here, who is our first baseman of the future. There is so much talent in these three. I'm just waiting for them to truly unlock it. Josh Cage. We're gonna watch Salix Brown before I think about what to do with you, but I think Brown. It's gonna be Brown's job to lose. We only get Walker for one more season. Walker has had a surprisingly decent career. Definitely not Hall of Fame worthy, but he's a guy who got a lot of walks and hit a lot of homers. So, good for him. Good for him. Mr. Rivera, I'm going to go ahead and turn you into a third baseman. And see how you do there. Alright, friends. Let's check the waiver wire. Is there a quality starting pitcher that I might grab for myself? Absolutely not. There is not one remotely interesting starting pitcher. I don't want Chris Makepeace. I don't want Joe Ryan. Mick Abel's not terrible, but I'm not going to get him for most of the season. Poor Jack Leiter. Meh. I'm going to roll the punches here. So, this is what we're rolling this season. We're counting a lot on 4 players, actually 5 players that make a big impact. Our 2 left fielders, our 2 first basemen, and Sobolewski. If all 5 of them are at their very peak, then we're going to have a great season, I think. I think we're going to easily win the division again and hopefully go a bit deeper in the playoffs. If any of them falls, if Sobolewski falls flat, I think we're screwed. And I hate that. I hate that we are putting him in so much of a must-win situation, but that's just how this team is right now. I don't have another reliable starter that I trust to put in his place. Yeah, he's got some back stiffness. I'm hoping he'll recover from that pretty quickly. Andy Eldridge is going to be helpful, I hope. I don't know what to do about Matos. Matos is really putting me in a tough spot. Matos is really putting me in a tough spot. Mike Sheehan is getting a little too big for his britches. Having said that, if I had to have somebody start at shortstop over Gillen, it would be him. I think Theo Gillen would be borderline mentally ill if he did not execute his player option. But maybe he won't. And if he doesn't, we'll have to adjust to that too. And then there's the really big problem, which is Garrett Gunnell. And I am not looking forward to that decision in 3 seasons. I am not looking forward to that at all. Garrett Gunnell is a third of our payroll. Is Garrett Gunnell. Is he worth it? If anybody is worth a third of our payroll, Garrett Gunnell is. But I'm really concerned about what will happen in 2039. I'm really quite concerned about that. Where is Matos? Can I trick Matos into taking a below market deal? Not really. Damn, son. But yeah, we're going to have to see what happens here. There is a lot of potential in this team. We're having to turn over the bullpen some more because I'm not going to keep Carl Brown. For $3 million, I would. Once he gets up to the $7 and $10 million, I'm going to have to move on from him. Salix Brown is going to get awful expensive pretty quick, but we're gonna figure that out. Danny Cedeno. Okay, never mind. I don't know if Jordan Walker is going to execute his option. He might look at what he's done for us, rightly determine he's been underpaid, and then leave us. In which case, I have enough options at third that I'm willing to see what we have without spending too much extra money on it. But we're really just going to have to see how things turn out. We're going to need to see what we do long term with Gunnell. And Gunnell is my best chance at getting a Hall of Famer. And I really don't think he's got a great chance at it. He's got the WAR. But he doesn't have very many hits relative to other players. He's got a fair few homers, but he's never been dominating. I think they're going to say his career is too short. And I think he's utterly screwed if he doesn't end up with at least 2,000 hits. If he gets to 2,000, I think there'll be a very interesting conversation to be had. But I'm really quite concerned that he just won't make it. He won't have enough longevity to prove that he's one of the best. If he plays another 10 years, he might be a first ballot Hall of Famer. He'd be worth 80 wins above replacement, assuming he's at roughly the same level. No, I said another 10 years. He'd be over 100 WAR. And then I think they have to let him in. But we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. And he may not go into the Hall of Fame off of being a Pittsburgh Pirate. He may have to earn that spot with another team. But it's like that sometimes. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying. Please remember to like and comment, of course. If you enjoy the channel, please feel free to subscribe. And Click that bell icon so you can get notified when I post new videos. But until next time, this has been Indian. Thank you for watching, and I bid you good day.